All right, so what do you think of the homeless population?
I think that they should be able to fend for themselves up to a certain point.
I just think it's people becoming lazy and not trying hard anymore.
I think they stand by the corners to get money to buy alcohol or drugs.
They're like bad people, dirty people. I mean,
some people that are homeless aren't capable of working.
I've heard that some people make more money being homeless than actually getting a job.
Just the use of alcohol or drugs.
I think the homeless are at fault for their own conditions.
there's a lot of addiction.
I think they're just pretending so they can get money to go buy the alcohol.
I mean, anybody can go out and get a job somewhere.
In the end, I really think they should be able to do something about getting a job for themselves.
No, it's not anything anybody chooses.
And I think there's also a lot of misconceptions about homelessness in that, we've worked with people that are medical doctors, PhDs, high-end professionals, business people that had millions, that dined at fancy restaurants all the time. And then we've also worked with people that have come from generations of poverty and have really had no opportunity to get out of that cycle of poverty and end up on the street. So, it's really, we see a much different view of homelessness than what you may see by driving your car down and having someone panhandle you. That is one component of homelessness, but it isn't the large component. Many times we've gone into homeless camps and brought them, a sandwich and some basic food items, and people are incredibly gracious and thankful. They, ask if they can pray with you. They, they're very humble. They invite you into what is their home, and and share what little they have with you, despite them being homeless and having, living out in the woods 365 days a year. So, one individual that we worked with, once he did get an apartment, he planted a garden and planned it so that he could feed everyone in that 9-unit building, so that he could feed all 9 people living in that apartment building with what he would grow in the garden. So you see amazing acts of kindness and humanity in the homeless population. It's not just what people see on the surface.
So what kinds of services does CSS provide?
Well, CSS is a comprehensive behavioral health center. So our goal is really to be able to meet an individual wherever they're at and to adjust the services to meet their needs. So we have case management, which is your daily, go out, see the client, meet their basic needs, provide referrals to other sources. There's psychiatric care, there is primary care clinic, vocational, residential, counseling, and there's a whole bunch of other services that go along or complement some of those core services, but it really comes down to the specific individual and what their needs are in order to meet, to help them live as independently as possible in the community.
Oh, just biggest thing is the way I look at life now. Being homeless. I just, like I said, I know when I was homeless, I was just about ready to give up on life. Just go by a tree and put a noose to my neck or something like that. But now, for CSS, it's just, I'm happy to live now. And before when I was homeless, I just didn't want to live. It's got a great program. It's good for people that really help you out for being homeless. They give you housing. They got all kinds of great programs to get into, from anger management to counseling. And I took a beginning course when I first got the groups. That's my first group, and you know, they help you out with daily tasks, and you know, I've been through anger management, and it's been great, you know, because I had a lot of anger problems.